So this is a Lunar Eclipse 19.6. Sorry, I'll take you around the van and show you how it operates. Hookup procedure we'll go through in person while you're here on site and demonstrate how that works. You've got the hitch, handbrake and jockey wheel on the front and your lead to the car. Front locker, you've got your gas regulator on the front with changeover valve, and then you've got your gas valve on top of the bottle for turning the gas on, and the reverse thread fitting for the gas pipework itself. Second bottle holder in the side there as well. Front corner of the van, you've got your leg winder. You've then got your trimmer heating vent, which I'll explain a bit more about this when we're inside the van. Then got your water pump connection, so you have a blue trigger on your water pump, pull it in and push into the side of the van, and that will lock into place and the pump end will drop into the aqua roll itself. Battery box and mains power lead come into the side of the van, so you connect the power lead to the site you're on, and then the mains lead into the side of the van also. Motor mover and wheel nuts, I'll tighten the wheel nuts while you're here on site, and I'll demonstrate the motor mover in person. Grey waste pipes for your wastewater coming out the side of the van. Pull the caps down, put your grey pipes in the side of the van, and then drop them into the waste master itself. Toilet system. The toilet flush tank on top here takes 3.5 litres of water and a capful of the pink fluid before you use the van. And the toilet cassette releases at the bottom by pulling up the handle and pulling towards you. Orange pressure relief valve on the back, so when you're tipping the waste away through the neck here, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. You'll need to put 1 litre of water in through the neck here and a capful of the blue fluid before use. The measure for the blue fluid is on the cap just here. The handle also pulls out, so you can pull it along on this particular cassette. Back of the van each side, you've got your wind down legs again, and again I'll demonstrate these while you're here on site, and we'll check all the lights talking to the car you're towing with. Storage locker for underneath the bunks on the back rear side of the van. We've also then got your fridge vents coming down the side, and your storage locker for underneath the front seats at the front, and your bub to your gas points, and also your wind down leg for this side of the van at the front. Go inside the van now and demonstrate how the inside works. So the first thing you're going to do when you come inside the van, above the door, you've got your main control panel, and you're just going to hit the main power switch just here to turn the power on or off, depending on what you need, depending on if you want the power on or off or not. You've got your interior lights in the roof, so on and off on the switch just here. Water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment, and then your exterior light or the awning light on the outside, and your battery voltage on the button just here. Button down the bottom here, you won't need to worry about. Underneath the seat at the front end of the caravan, you have your hot water tank and your heating system. So before you try and fill the water system, you'll need to come underneath this seat down the front, and you'll have your yellow drain down valve. So this is common on most vans. When the valve is parallel with the floor, you'll be able to fill the water system, and when the valve is pointing upright, you'll be able to drain the water system down completely. Down the front, you've got your hot water tank and your heating system itself. And also below the seat, you've got the motor mover control box and your mains trip switches just on top of here. So to fill the system, again, common practice on all vans is to go to each of the taps on the van. And in the sink, you'll also see the water pump for the caravan, which, as you can see, blue trigger as I spoke about outside, and then you push this into the side of the van. It'll only fit in one way. Then the pump end will actually drop into the aqua roll itself. So to fill the system, we turn the tap round to the hot side and open the taps up completely. As you can see, there's already water in the system, so I'll turn that off for a moment. But you'll open all the taps up on the caravan on the hot side. So that's the one in the sink and the 2 in the bathroom area. So you'll open the sink tap up on the hot side, and also the shower tap in the bathroom. Once you've got all of these taps open and your aqua roll is connected on the outside, you can then come to your control panel above the door, hit the water pump button, and then the water system will start drawing up the water to all of the taps. Now when you get water running continuously out of all the taps, as you've got now, you can turn each of the taps off. Always turn off the first one at the sink, then the sink in the kitchen, sorry, then the sink in the bathroom, and then the shower in the bathroom. The shower is the last point on the water system. But to start with, when you first turn the tap on, the water's going to spit and splatter till the water pressure is built up, a bit like when the water's been off at home. And then when it's completely full, like I said, you can shut each tap off individually, starting in the kitchen, to the sink in the bathroom, and then to the shower. Once you've got the water system completely filled, you can then start warming the water on board the caravan. So just to the right hand side of where the control panel, the main control panel is, you'll see the heating and hot water control panel. Now what you'll have on here is to start with, you'll have the home screen just here. Press the central button and it will take you into the options for the heating and hot water. The first one you have here is the internal heating for the caravan. So again, you press the central button and then you can control the temperature by spinning the dial left and right to set the temperature where you want it to be. For now, we're going to leave it on 30 degrees. To set the water temperature, you're going to spin, once the icon's flashing here again and you're back on the home screen, you're going to spin the dial to the right, hit the central button again, and as you can see at the moment, the water temperature is currently off, but if I spin the dial to the right, it's got Eco, which is around 40 degrees, Hot, which is around 60 degrees, and Boost for when you're showering. So depending on what you're going to be doing with the water system, you'll either need it on Eco, which I advise you leave it on once you've got it set, or when you're not using the Hot or Boost, I'd advise you leave it on Eco so the water tank is warm, ready for when you need to use it. But Boost when you're showering, so to set that Boost, for instance, once you've selected the one you want here, you'll press the button and that'll set the Boost. As you can see now, it's saying Boost just on the icon above. For now, we're going to turn that off completely. Next symbol across is the power source you're going to use coming into the caravan. So you have gas, which is solely gas on its own if you're off-grid. Mix 1, which is a combination of gas and 1000 watts of electric at the same time. Mix 2, which is gas and 2000 watts of power at the same time. Electric 1, 1000 watts of power on its own. And electric 2, 2000 watts of power on its own. We're going to set it on electric 1 for now. And as you can see here, it's brought up a gas electric symbol at the top. If you had it on gas, it'd bring up a gas icon, and so on. For the fan system, you're going to spin the dial round to the fan. And to turn on the blown air, you can either have it on high, Eco, and this one doesn't have a boost, but this one is either Eco or high, and you set the fan system to the one you'd like it to be on. The icons at the bottom, the one here is for setting timers for the heating and hot water. The one just here is for setting the clock for the control panel itself. And then in the corner just here you have some options that are mainly for the engineers if they ever need to do any work on the controls on the heating and hot water system on the van. I'm just going to set the clock on there so it's ready for when the customers take the van. So as you can see now, when the time is set, it will bring it up on the home screen. So it'll bring up the temperature of the van internally and the time as well. When the time's set correctly, then you can go ahead and set the timers, which we advise you read the manuals for setting these. Cooker and hob, fairly self-explanatory, work very much the same as household appliances. If you need any cooking lessons, don't ask me, I'm no good at that sort of thing. But the hob on top here, you've got the electric ring at the back, which will work when you're on 240 mains. If not, then you'll use the rest of the gas rings as normal. One thing to remember is never to shut down the hob lid when the hob is still hot, because it could potentially smash the glass on top. Oven and grill, again, work very much the same as your household appliances. Igniter on the front and your gas controls across the front also. For this particular van, we're going to go through the fridge system as well. So you've got your mains power, so you've got your power switch to turn the fridge on. At the moment we're connected to mains power, and as you can see at the moment it's trying to connect to a vehicle which we're not connected to at the moment. But again, if you were connected to a vehicle, you could connect to the car, turn the car on, then come inside the van and turn the power on, and the fridge would then work as a cool box. You won't be able to control the temperature while it's in cool box mode, just due to the fact that it is a cool box and not a fridge. If you're on mains power, you'll select the plug symbol just here, and when you're on mains or gas, you can control the temperature of the fridge on the electric side, on the thermometer just here. If you want to ignite the fridge on gas, you'll press the gas button. It will self-ignite as long as the gas is on, but at the moment it's not turned on, so it will fail in a moment. And what it'll do is it'll flash the blue light here to let me know it's failed to ignite, and it'll also flash the red warning light on the end. If there is a gas failure, all you need to do is press and hold the reset button on the end here, which you can see on the instruction just next to it, and that will start to reignite the gas system for the fridge. Leave it on 240 mains for now. The bed itself on this particular van, very straightforward to use. You pull out each side, as you can see, and the same from this side, and then you put the cushions down into the centre to make the bed in the centre of the van. Telly, same as your household telly, no difference at all there. Coming to the back of the van, I'm just going to demonstrate the toilet system, and then I'll explain what I meant by the vent on the outside of the van. Also the flue, just on the outside of the van. On the left hand side of the toilet at the top here, you've got a full indicator light, so this light will go red when the toilet cassette is full. You've got your toilet flush button just here, so you need to make sure you've got the flush tank filled, like I said, with 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid before you use that. And then you've got your waste flap to allow the waste to go through into the toilet cassette itself. So on the outside of the van, I pointed out the gas flue for the heating and hot water system. Now, with that gas flue, we do not advise covering that at all, due to the fact that that is a carbon monoxide exhaust if you are using the caravan on gas. If you have any further questions or any issues with the operation of the caravan, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.